Our families grew up together. My parents were best friends with her parents in Michigan. My dad took another job, moved away, and just lost touch for, probably 20 years. But then when my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer, it was a year or two after her dad.
Them both having the same type of cancer is what brought our families back together, which ultimately led to us getting married.
My dad and my mom just started reaching out to her dad and her mom for advice, things like that. And ultimately, God was working in that in one way to just bring us together, to bring our marriage together. And now we have 2 children, and just the things that God's working behind the scenes. We don't always get to see it, but sometimes on this side of heaven, we do get to see it.
I was 18 when my dad was originally diagnosed, and I was just like a few days after graduation from high school. He was so ready to take it on. He was ready to fight for it. He was ready to get back to life. I went off to college when he was finishing up his chemotherapy, and he was being scanned every 3 months, and every scan was looking good. There was no concerns. I had just gone back to school for spring semester of sophomore year. I just got out of class and got a call from my parents that my dad's cancer had come back. And that really brought me to my knees. I didn't have anybody to turn to, so I just went to a room, locked the door, and just bawled my eyes out. And just cried out to the Lord, why, God? Why this humble, selfless, hardworking man who has so much on his plate? Why does he have to go through this? I think is like the most common question to wrestle with.
When I found out my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer, one of the major ways I responded was just to begin praying for my dad every single night that he would be saved. God was faithful and he answered him. Both of our fathers came to salvation.
My dad, he came to Christ in the last couple of weeks of his life, and he was radiating the Holy Spirit. It was such a beautiful picture. And also, through my dad's death, many came to Christ, and he impacted so many people, and the gospel was preached at his funeral.
Tim Keller says that if we knew that everything that God knows, we would ask for exactly what he gives us. And so that goes with, I believe Romans 8:28, when it says, in all things God works for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And I'm just thankful that he's revealed to me and to Maureen ways in which he's used such a terrible disease to glorify himself through our Father's lives.
The Lord didn't bring us through that just for us, for others, people as well. When Ashley told me about Take Heart, I was so excited because I feel like it was the missing piece. And I had told her, I was like, I wish I had this in college. What would have helped me in that time would have been being able to talk to somebody who was like my age and meet regularly. When we share our stories, we can relate to other people. And that is something that I've really realized too, that keeping it all in is not good. And being able to connect with people on a deeper level by sharing our story is such a beautiful thing.
We're designed to live in community with others, to have other people supporting us, uplifting us. You can look back in the Bible and see that from the very beginning, God said, it's not good for man to be alone. Take Heart Cancer Community is so important to just get going in our city because there's people that are just broken and crushed by cancer diagnoses, and to have an organization and have people coming alongside of them to point them to Christ, to just even share what that cancer journey will look like, and to know that somebody will be there for you, whatever you need.